What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. How is everyone doing today? We will be taking a look at StarCraft 2 commentary. This series is going to be between Happy and nAni. Starting off here on dual site, we can see spawning in the far right-hand spawn location our orange Protoss player nAni. And then over here in the far left-hand position, the yellow Terran Happy. So yes, Happy versus nAni, Terran versus Protoss. Game number 1 here on dual site. Alright, so let's just get right in this TVP. Looking forward to casting it, as always. So excited to be doing some StarCraft commentary. While we are waiting for the early stage of the game, let's talk about a little bit of what's going on. Kind of in full swing right now of the Force Feed, our daily show. Various news and topics in the gaming industry, so that's been going pretty well. In addition to that, Skyrim Let's Plays have been a lot of fun, so hopefully you guys have also been enjoying that. And again, also trying to keep you guys updated on any recent Diablo news, although there's not a whole heck of a lot basically going on with that game. But anyways, besides that, I do have some additional projects planned that probably going to be unrolling within the next few months. Something that's going to be a pretty hefty time investment, but again, something else I'm looking forward to. So yeah, happy to keep you guys entertained as always, and make no qualms about it. I don't know if that's a proper phrase, but anyways, the point is that I will continue to do StarCraft commentary, and also I need you guys to know that the strategy content is going to be coming out again in the future. It's actually planned to unroll with the launch of my new site, and that's something that it's still in the works, and I'll let you guys know once that does happen and once that unrolls, but that's going to coincide with that. We'll be picking up the regular strategy content as well for various games, StarCraft obviously included. Alright, so focusing on the game now, we can see Happy moving out with his scouting SCV. He is already in the process there of dropping the barracks. Refinery is also finished right now, as you can see right over there. Looks like relatively standard timing, 10 depot, 12 racks, and 13 refinery. Back over here, nAni playing pretty standard as well. Now just planning to move out with that scouting probe. We'll be firstly doing a little bit of damage to the SCV, coming up from the backside with a second, and then that's going to force the SCV all the way back home, and of course this probe is able to recharge his shields, and actually still nAni has decided not to move out with scouting. There we go, finally moving down. He should have spotted that SCV down there. It looks like Happy is preparing to try to delay any expansions just in case nAni does decide to go one gate into expand, but it doesn't appear like that's the case. We can actually see a second gateway coming out right now. First Zealot making its way on through. We should be seeing a Stalker immediately after that. And we'll have to assume that that is the next course of action there. Probe Scout finally moving on over. Back over here for Happy is going 1 racks into Factory. 2 Marines there at the front will be stopping the probe from being able to get on in. Very close to actually getting taken out. And then immediately dropping down the bunker. So Happy wants to make sure he doesn't get hit with any early aggression and that he denies scouting, especially from an early game Stalker push. And actually the SCV forced to pull down right now as that first Stalker is just about finished. He wants to make sure he gets back home nice and safely with that SCV. No reason really to unnecessarily lose that. Marine narrowly bypassing the probe there, and actually the probe will be moving in and attempting to move down for secondary scouting at some point in the future. I think firstly he's actually going to be pushing on down to this natural third expansion, just kind of chilling out back here, and then likely later on moving in for some secondary scouting. And as we can see, 1-1-1 opening here from Happy has gone straight into that starport. He is of course on 2 refineries right now, filling up that bunker to make sure he's okay against early Stalker pressure or any sort of early aggression that he may be seeing. Back over here for nAni, those 2 gateways now churning out Stalkers, and he's planning to get that expansion right about now. And there we go, Nexus gets dropped as he gets some early game Stalker pressure working now, moving across the map with his first Zealot and Stalker. And we see those 2 Stalkers up over here moving across as well. That's going to be intervening that Hellion, but unable to stop him. And actually the Hellion will be able to make it right on up and get a full scout of what's going on. Actually probably, yes, killing off the 1 worker, and might be able to get a few more as well. Proxy Pylon down over here for nAni, but he is forced to pull back as he's trying to deal with this aggression. There we go, finally taking out that Hellion. Want to take a quick look though. 2 workers killed there for Happy. So Happy able to get 2 workers total there with that Hellion. Excellent aggression early on with that, and that actually pushed back nAni's planned early aggression as well. So this Proxy Pylon, unfortunately, not doing a whole heck of a lot, and actually likely to get taken out as soon as Happy actually spots it. Alright, so we've got some Cloak Banshees coming in play right now. See that Cloak Research moving its way on out. No Banshees out yet. This first Banshee just about to pop. We'll have to see if he decides to come with a second Banshee with that Cloak, or if he actually goes straight into Raven. Also getting a Tech Lab there in the racks, but besides that, Banshee Harass won't be seeing much else from Happy anytime soon. And there we go, second Banshee. So he will be attempting to do quite a bit of damage early on with those Banshees. However, as we can see, that Robotics Facility almost finished, And that first Observer, if Chrono Boost, should be out before that Banshee is able to much, if any, damage. nAni should be okay against that. Does he have? Yes, he's got a couple Stalkers back home. I think he's going to be all set. And there we go, actually Chrono Boosting the Observer. Moving into the backside of the main resource line, that is where he's expected to get hit, if he's going to get hit anywhere. But again, as we can see, Happy is planning to hit this natural expansion pretty soon. And where's that second Banshee? There we go, second Banshee almost finished. Cloak research now just complete. Banshee engaging that cloaking field and getting one free kill. And here comes a second. Did he get two already? Yes, he did get two workers already. Now he's going to be trying to do a little bit more damage, but that Observer is already complete. Oh, not actually moving down with it. He's waiting for a second Observer. We've got an idle Observer over here while he's losing a sentry. That's very unfortunate, but that cloak is about to drop anyways. And there we go, actually that worker gets taken out. So Happy already early on getting a few worker kills, sitting a total of 5 right now. Cloak research almost gone, and actually the Observer able to spot that Banshee, forcing it back as the Stalkers get a couple of shots off. Here comes the other Cloak Banshee moving in this direction, but there's a second Observer. So right now Happy unfortunately not able to do much at all with those Banshees. Kind of just expect him to sit tight though. There's no reason not to unless he's planning a secondary push, in which case he'll want to pull back and regroup with the main army. And that may be what he's doing. We do have a Raven coming out. Stim pack almost finished right now, working his way up with some Marauders as well. Now that Raven, of course, is going to stop any Observer Scouts. The other big thing that it does is allow him to drop a point defense drone once his eventual push does go through. Able to drop that PDD, stops that Stalker fire from being that effective, and allows those Stim Marines and Marauders to just go to town. So you can see right now, pumping out those Marauders, also got a medevac coming out. And again, as mentioned, we do have that Raven in play, 2 Banshees as well, already with a few kills, 3 for that one, 1 for the other. Here comes that Observer. That should be spotted by the Raven, so we're going to want to make sure that nAni is being a little bit careful with that. It doesn't go in too close. The 2 Banshees actually moving back out, attempting to do some more harassment. Let's take a look over here for nAni. What does he have planned right now? Sitting on 3 gateways and a robo, and that is basically it. He's got some more simulators coming out as well, but just 3-gate robo at the moment. We'd like to see Robotics Bay. Hopefully he does do that. Now that's going to, of course, allow him to come out with those Colossus. Oh, never mind, actually deciding to go the route of the Templar. We have got a Twilight Council coming out that will allow for Charged Zealots and the likely eventual upgrade as well to the Templar Archives, allowing him to get out those High Templars. So that's kind of what I expect to see. We'll have to see, though, if that is what he decides to, in fact, do. All right, map control going right now to Happy as he plans a push moving across the map with a small amount of bio, the 2 Banshees, and that Raven. And there we go, Happy planning some aggression at the moment. Twilight Council almost finished. Let's see what he decides to do with that. Also got a Forge scan going down there by Happy, so he's aware of what he's up against. And here comes the push right now. Cloak Banshees moving forward, able to do a bit of damage. Observer not in place. There's that actually coming out with a turret instead of some point defense drones, realizing being so zealot heavy. Saving that last one, though, actually forced to push back because there's way too many gateway units right now for him to deal with. And now that Observer has come into play, preventing him from being able to do too much damage with those Cloak Banshees. He's going to take advantage of the fact that the army is out of position, though, and do a little bit of econ harass here, dropping a turret and trying to engage a little bit with those Banshees, pulling the injured Banshee to the back, allowing that other Banshee to move up front and take some of that fire, and then pulling back to safety. Still hasn't lost a Banshee or anything. Pretty nice push, really. He didn't break anything, but he's done some pretty significant damage at this early stage in the game. And although he didn't take out the expansion or kill a ton of units, he was able to do more and more damage. And again, we saw that additional econ damage from that turret and those 2 Banshees getting a few more shots off as well. And it does look like Happy plans to keep up this Banshee harass as long as it remains to be effective. And again, he still has those 2 Banshees. They're alive and well, and they've been doing pretty significant damage indeed. The one over here, I'm not sure where that second one is. Did that get sniped? No, the second one is still on the board somewhere. I just don't know where. So with the main army, no, it does not look like it is. Back there getting repaired. That's what was happening. So the Banshee was getting repaired. More and more bio coming out. We also have an army coming out, allowing for a continuous weapons upgrade. Ghost Academy in play as well. Now, he doesn't have any Ghost in play yet. No, he does not. But once he does start getting some Ghost into play, he is, of course, going to be able to land those clutch EMPs. That is what we are expecting. Now, we do have Charged Zealots already finished. Blink Stalkers coming through, and there is the Templar Archives as well. As expected, that's exactly what he has planned going on here. We'll be likely going High Templar, Archon, Charged Zealot, and again, as we can see, we'll be throwing some Blink Stalkers into the mix along with that. Level 1 weapons upgrade just now coming through. He already has level 1 armor. Moving on with some more Banshee harass. Again, just getting more and more kills, racking them up, 3 and 11 for each of these respective Banshees. We got that nice observer placement over there for nAni, and I actually really like that because that lets him see when a push comes from that direction. He's going to want to keep an eye over here as well, though. And we'd like to see anything, maybe even a probe scout or a proxy pylon or something. And some more Banshee harass, just continuing to work down that probe count, and that is so frustrating. He's really unable to do with it. He doesn't have Stargate tech, and as long as they pull back into safety, the Cloak Banshees just regain their energy and move in at a later point for some harass. And again, until we get some actual physical air units from nAni, he won't be able to deal with it. But working up an air tech just to deal with a couple of Banshees, that's a huge investment, especially since there's not likely to be much more air besides these medevacs, and he really just needs to spend his resources to deal with the bio, especially with these ghosts as well. And actually 4 ghosts just popping out right now, total of 4 in play. And they've got quite a bit of energy as well, as they do have that upgrade, allowing them to get that extra energy upon completion of building. A couple of bunkers going down, actually working on some defense, as he does plan to move his way into a 3rd expansion. Keep in mind, though, nAni over here, also with a 3rd expansion. Observer finally spotting those Banshees, going to be sticking on them as long as he can. Banshees do have that speed advantage, though, so they can technically pull away, although they haven't yet. They've got to go quite the distance to be able to do so. Continuous upgrades coming out here for nAni. He is already sitting at 1-1, and he does have 2-2 coming on through. Now let's take a look at the upgrades over here for Happy. Happy at 1-1 as well. Actually moving back here, trying to deal with any possible. He wants to check if there's any observer scouts inside of his main base. So actually just going on a little attack route, patrol route over there with his bio. A couple of guys getting stuck in the corner. There we go. Finally able to get them in the right position. So yes, bio heavy is what we will be seeing here from Happy, and that is, of course, is to be expected. Marine, Marauder, Ghost, Raven, Medevac. This is a very, very common and effective unit composition. And ooh, I think one of those Banshees got taken out. Did he really? Yes, he did. Took out one of the Banshees. This one ending up with a total of 7 kills right now, but he was able to snipe one of those as the Observer Scout able to spot where it was. Allowed him to pull down with his army and take it out just in time, but as expected, here it is. Charge Zealot and Archon. We'd like to see a few High Templar in the mix to allow him to land some storms, although it's not completely necessary. It certainly helps a bit. Archons in and of themselves with Charge Zealots are relatively strong, and ooh, actually the Banshee killing off a Stalker, in fact. Very, very nice indeed. Scan going out, spotting the army. He's going to see the fact that nAni is preparing to push. He's moving actually just across the middle, grabbing that Zelnaga tower with both Zealots there. One Zealot over here, second Zealot moving this direction. Should have no problem with that Marine. The Marine can kite back, and maybe we'll see him do so as long as Happy's paying attention. But no, the Zealot able to get right up on the Marine, take him out, and there you go. 3rd expansion now finally coming out over here for Happy. As we can see, nAni has been on his 3rd for quite a while. Again, continuous upgrades coming for both players, although I'm a little concerned because, oh no, never mind, he's already got the weapons level 2 finished, and he's actually working on weapons level 3, so never mind, he's not really that far behind. We've got armor level 3 coming out over here for nAni as well, and he's actually preparing to move into his 4th expansion. So just some macro here from both players as they continue to expand up and get their upgrades, and it's really just going to come down to the engagement at this point. As you can see, they are both pretty much at supply cap at the moment. No major aggression has come from either player, so what that means is depending on how this next large engagement plays out, it's really going to decide the course of the game, unless we see some expansion harass. But it looks like there's about to be a big push across the middle, and here we go. Ghost taking the lead there, going to be trying to land some EMPs on the bulk of the army. Guardian Shield going down. There are the EMPs over, blanketing the Protoss army. Bio stimming up, and there's so many medevacs here, healing them all right back up. Second stim, and nAni just got demolished. That was very rough to watch. The EMPs just broke all of the shields. He landed all of his EMPs without issue. nAni, unfortunately, had no response to those ghosts. What we needed to see was feedbacks, preventing those ghosts from being able to do anything, but he wasn't sitting with any regular High Templar, just working with those Archons. Wasn't able to land any feedbacks or storms as a result. And as you saw, Happy just absolutely tore through his army. We've got some more Charged Zealots over here, but you know what? That's not going to do much of anything. Without the support, even if those Charged Zealots will just be kited there by Happy's bio with those concussive shells and stim pack. And there's the GG, and that, unfortunately, was really sad to watch. With the exception of some Banshee harass, this was a fairly passive macro-focused game, except for this one big push taking place at 18:30 game time. We're going to see these massive EMPs just clear all the shields of nAni's army. With that, the Stim Bio was able to tear through everything. Unfortunately, nAni just did not have a response to Ghosts, and he just sat in those EMPs. and ended up taking hefty losses as a result. So the game goes to Happy. That was game number 1 here in the series between Happy and nAni. Moving on to game number 2 in just a moment. As always, if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.